Ruth and Boaz, okay, in the story of Ruth. I was just reading that the other day, just finished that up, and that motivated me to realize Ruth was out here working, not out here twerking. Ruth was out here working in these streets, in the fields, but y'all try to be in the streets, okay? So she was doing her due diligence. Ruth was out here working, not twerking, and that's why she found Boaz. But some of y'all are twerking to show yo fill in the blank. Yes. So with that being the case, I'm just saying that let's be examples of love that God has presented. Ruth and Boaz. Welcome to another episode of Chelsea's Live Line. I'm so excited to have y'all here today. For those who are returning fam members of Chelsea's Live Line, shout out to you for being A1 since day one. But if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the Chelsea's Live Line fam. I truly appreciate it, and I hope that you're able to learn and grow on today's episode. And I see some comments already coming through. Shout out to Chavis, my guy. He says, here I am, recouping from migraines and on the bin at home, but I'm here as promised. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I truly appreciate it, y'all. And check out his channel as well, Chavis. So make sure y'all check him out, all right? Yes. So today's episode is called Woman, Thou Art Loose. Y'all know y'all heard of the movie by T.D. Jakes called Woman, Thou Art Loosed with a D on the end, but this time I had to take the D off. The reason for that is because women are loose in these streets. They have no regards to morals, self-love, self-value, or self-respect. Therefore, they are loose in these streets and they think that their consequences, what they're doing right now has no consequences, right? They're making these mistakes, but they say, no, I'm just living my best life because I'm young, and think that nothing will catch up with them. But best believe, in due time, in due season, you will see the consequences to those actions. Therefore, I started off this episode with an old clip talking about Ruth and Boaz. Ruth was out here working, but the average female today, the average woman today is out here twerking, trying to get a man's attention. But do you know that you have to do the minimum to get the maximum? And when I say that, I mean you have to do the minimum as far as the looks, as far as the lashes, the weaves, and all the caked up makeup that y'all have. Instead, you need to actually put some respect on your name. The reason you can do that and the way you can do that is by doing the minimum. Show your natural beauty, because natural beauty always wins, no matter what you may think. Natural beauty always wins. So therefore, if you do the minimum, maybe you can get the maximum, which is that ring. But today, the men are doing the minimum to get the maximum, which is your womb. Think about that. We'll talk about that very soon. But the thumbnail, as you may have seen, is called This Is My Asset. This woman, her name is J Love, but I really think her name should be J Hate. The reason I say that is because she hates herself, because she went out and got BBL surgery. It's one thing to get the BBL surgery, but she actually lied. And let me show y'all the picture of her before and after, because we got receipts over here. So look at this picture, and you can see the before and the after. But she said she didn't get any surgery. Obviously, she did. Okay, nobody's genetically gifted to be looking like that, right? So therefore she lied. So I'm saying most of y'all, it's not the fact that you got the BBL that you're in trouble, it's the fact that you lied. So you got a BBL and therefore you're lying about it, so now you're going to BB Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like, repent, and stop trying to do all this extra stuff, because men are going to look at you as a sex object. What else? I don't want to get attention from a man that way. I don't, but some women do. So God is over here like, not on my watch, not on my watch. Yes. All right, because you got to put some respect on your body. That's the first thing. But I'm going to get started with the word of the day, which is coming from 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 9 through 10, NIV, which says the following. I also want the women to dress modestly, with decency and propriety, adorning themselves, not with the elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothes, but with good deeds appropriate for women who profess to worship God. The worst thing in the world is to see women who are in church, mad, arms folded that they're in church, got the lashes on, got the caked up makeup and all of that, and then want to say that they attended church so they get a checkbox next to their name that day. No, you have to be about it. Walk that walk, talk that talk. So let's get rid of all that extra stuff. Like I said, minimum to get the maximum, and that's what y'all got to do. So that's this verse of the day. All right, 1 Timothy 2, 9 through 10. Yeah, shout out to my big sis, Latanya, Cure for the Soul Ministries, tuning in. Shout out to Jesus Loves You as well. I know he's going to be giving me some LeBron hate coming soon, but until then, everything is good, y'all. Until then. All right, here we go. So we got to dress modestly. Can we go back to the modesty? Because let's think about this. Think about your grandmothers back in the day. And think about the grandmothers of today. The grandmothers of today look like teenagers compared to the grandmothers of yesterday. They don't look like grandmothers at all. So just imagine how that's going to be when we're trying to train up the younger women to be modest, but the older women are not modest. Just yesterday they was at Freaknik, these different clubs and trying to be young, and it's beyond the point. And shout out to Big Smooth as well. I appreciate you for tuning in. All right, here we go. Let's get into the topic. So remember those fast girls? Remember those fast girls at your school that you saw and you said, oh, that dress she got on is too tight. Oh, that skirt too short. You saw all of those different attributes of her. You was like, she's growing up too fast. And then the fast girl ends up gaining a few pounds because she ends up having a baby in her womb because she wasn't focused on the books. She was focused in the bed. That's what she was focused on. And that's why she got that result of being pregnant. And I'm not shading anybody who got pregnant at a younger age. All I'm saying is that we're repeating the cycle if we don't teach people about the mistakes that people have made. All right. So fast girls, in my opinion, turn into promiscuous women. And I think the problem is that younger girls don't want to go to the older women today because they think that the older women are hypocrites. Just a couple weeks ago, just a couple years ago, you was out here doing all this twerking and stuff. But now you want to call me out on it instead of approaching me with love and respect like you should. That's why we have a lot of people that's just out here doing whatever, whenever, because I'm not going to listen to you. You did it too. So how are you any different from me? You had a speck in your eye. And what about the speck in my eye? You want to call me out. Therefore, I want to talk about this particular clip from my pastor where he's calling out these old women that's talking about the young women today, because you were just doing that about a couple weeks ago.
Why them young guys, young girls wearing them little skirts? Yeah. You used to when you could do. Now you don't, so you won't. I mean, they just dropping it like it's hot. Yeah, because if you go down that low, you might not get back up.
Hello. Yes, that's exactly right. And this is what Chavis had to say. He said, some of the older women want to push the younger women out the way to get them in. Yes, they saying, oh, look at them twerking and dropping it low. But y'all were doing that when y'all were younger too. Y'all weren't no saints all the time, going to church on Sunday, but y'all know on Saturday y'all was up in the club. Yes, y'all not no saints either. So we just got to call it out for what it is so we can all grow. Because I'm going to tell you about this verse here that relates to it, which says Titus 2:3-5 says the following. Likewise, teach the older women to be reverent, which means respectful in the way they live, not to be slanderers, talking smack about the younger women, or addicted to much wine, but teach what is good. That's what they need to do. But who's teaching the older women that? Then they can urge the younger women to love their husbands and children. But the thing is that the older women didn't have the husbands. So how can they be able to teach the younger women how to love their husbands and their children when they're doing one night stands and everything else? They're not being an example themselves. Lastly, they should be self-controlled and pure. No, they're not being that. They be busy at home. No, they're not busy at home. To be kind. No, they come with an attitude problem. I'm not about to listen to a man. I'm not about to submit to a man. I'm not doing none of that. And to be subject to their husbands. No, I'm not submitting. So that no one will malign the word of God. That's Titus 2:3-5. And what it's saying is that younger women are supposed to learn from the older. But is that happening today? No, it's not. Because the old ones trying to be young, just like the younger ones, and they all competing, just like Chavis said. They're all competing against each other. Okay? Let's see oh yeah, don't no man want a woman that wears a shower cap in public. Oh yeah, I know, shower cap, bonnet, if you want to be professional with it, right? At the end of the day, nobody wants to see that. I'm gonna get into a lot of the stuff men don't want to see, because they're gonna be talking about y'all today. So fast girls turn into promiscuous women, and then I have some solutions for these fast girls. Get yourself into a mentorship program. Find you some decent women. For real, it's hard to find decent women, but you can. It's not impossible. Find you some decent women who can be your mentors, who can guide you, who are at a level that's above you, so that you can learn from them in every aspect of your life. That's the first thing. Then I want to remind you as well, young girls, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are more precious than rubies. Yes, those are verses that the Creator himself gave to you because you're one of his children. So you have to go back to the source. The source is always the truth for me. And that's what I had to realize, is that you got to go to the source, who is God, not the man out there, because the man out there is telling you to take off your clothes because I want to see what you got to offer. And you say, okay, because these men are saying the same thing, I'm going to go ahead and show my butt off and do all this to get a man. You can get a man that way, but can you keep him that way? I want to know. Next, women have lost their way. Now that the fast girls have turned into promiscuous women, we about to call out the promiscuous women. they have lost their way. Again, I told you earlier in this episode, they need to do the minimum to get the maximum, which is the ring. That's my goal. Do the minimum to get the maximum. Don't overdo it with the beauty, because beauty is fleeting. Okay? Beauty is fleeting. That means it's going to go away at some point in time. I don't care how many BBLs you have. It's going to go away. It's going to start to sag. I don't care how much makeup you got on. Because the more makeup you have on sometimes, the more agony, the more pain you are hiding behind the scenes. You are making up your false reality. That's what you're doing. So stop wearing a lot of this makeup, because you're looking like a clown and you're giving that false representative. Just be yourself. Natural beauty always wins. Let's talk about social media and how women feel like they're Instagram models. They have these OnlyFans accounts, whatever it's called. I do not partake. But they have these accounts trying to get money from men, get attention from men, because they never got any validation from the man that mattered. They never seek that validation. God always presented it, but they never seeked it. That's the biggest problem. So for me, if you're not out here twerking on TikTok, you are a lame. You're considered a lame. So that's what I am, because I'm not out here showing my body to nobody who's not my husband, okay? Women want respect, but they don't demand it. That's the biggest thing. Put some respect on who you are, your values, set that standard, and stick to it. And women think that men are over-sexualizing them. But I think that women are over-sexualizing themselves. Let's call a spade a spade. What I want to do is talk about this guy who said that he feels some type of way when his woman is out here posting inappropriate pictures on social media. And let's see what y'all feel about this as well on Chelsea's Live Line.
You're saying that you're dictating like the seriousness of a woman based on like what you're seeing on social media and stuff like that. At the end of the day,
she's doing it to herself.
Wait a minute, but that's social media. You have not taken the chance to get to know me. At the end of the day, not every woman is on social media shaking. There are some people that's on social media to be on social media. So you're assuming who someone is without actually getting to know them.
I'm going based off of what she presented to the world.
But what did she actually present to you?
What you mean? It doesn't matter what she presented to me. To the world, she already showed herself.
What does what you're seeing on social media have to do with that person? Why are you allowing it to have so much weight than actually, shooting a shot, starting the conversation, and getting to organically know somebody?
Why?
Instead of using social media to judge that.
Why does the woman put so much weight into social media?
Okay. But you don't think you're putting weight in, like you're judging something off of it?
Absolutely,
You're really paying attention to social media, and that's
your resume.
Weighing in on your decision.
That's your resume. That is what you put online can stay on there forever.
That's facts. What you put online can stay on there forever. And that's Crew Season. Shout out to them for that video, because literally what you put out there is who you are. That's what you want people to know about you, because you know what you look like. You took the picture already. So therefore, who you trying to prove something to? And he said what he said, and he meant what he meant. Okay? Like Chavis said, I feel for the singles. Yeah, we feel for us singles as well. It's a mess. And today, men don't even have to go to porn sites, right? For those who partake, which y'all need to repent. But men don't even have to go to porn sites anymore. All they have to do is go to social media instead, because it's softcore porn. At the end of the day, they're showing everything off for y'all. They will filter you for saying something about Christ. They'll filter you for saying something about Roe v. Wade on the internet. Parental guidance for that. But they won't do parental guidance for the fact that women are showing every little part of their body. I don't see every part of a woman's body that ain't mine just by going on the internet. And I have to turn my head because I'm scared to even see it. That's why you clean your timeline ever so often, because look, the devil will try you, men. The devil will try you, women. All right. And y'all really making Jezebel proud right now. Let's talk about Jezebel in the Bible, right? And how she was very deceiving. She was very conniving. And if you're called a Jezebel, I mean, that's one of the worst names you could be called based off of what's in the Bible, right? Jezebel was very conniving. She had a weak husband who changed his religion for her. That's one thing. She also just schemed and plotted and did everything she could. And that sounds like a lot of the women today, because there's groups out here, rap groups called City Girls, and they're telling women to steal from their man, to date these men only for money. So it sounds a little bit Jezebelish if you ask me, right? Jezebel knew that she was about to be killed soon, right? But what did she do? She went out and made sure she got some makeup on. She wanted to paint her face with makeup before she died, because she cared so much about her outer beauty in comparison to her inner beauty. So clean the inside of the cup first. Before you worried about cleaning the outside of the cup, the inside got to be clean. That's where the substance is at. Not on the surface level. It's all about the inside. And that's why y'all looking like Jezebel Juniors of today. Modern women today are looking like Jezebel Juniors. Yes, y'all are doing the devil justice, because y'all are conniving, y'all are manipulating men, into sleeping with y'all and just so much y'all doing. Y'all over-sexualizing yourself. You can't blame the men when y'all are the ones who are doing all the work. Fallon Favors is a YouTube channel that I came across recently. She was talking about how women go on social media seriously just for validation. Those likes are for reasons. We want to make sure we're looking some type of way, and we go out here and get all these surgeries for men. Watch this clip real quick.
The way that we feel with our men, father, brother, hubby, boo, whatever, you know, we're very sensitive to what he thinks about us. We're very sensitive about how he views us in a way of beauty, which is why you see women doing all of these beauty treatments, from baby lashes to laser this and tuck this and pump that and plump this, and because we always want to be the object of the male gaze, okay?
Yeah, she said it. We're plumping this, tucking this, doing that, and it becomes an obsession at some point in time, because you can be like, I had this surgery done, but it don't look the way I wanted it to look, so I'm gonna get another surgery. So you're lying to yourself and you're hating yourself because God made you. Remember, fearfully and wonderfully made you were. He created him in his image. Therefore, he didn't create this, y'all. Let me show y'all this real quick. He didn't create this in his image, okay? This after, he didn't create this in his image. All right? And there's going to be some consequences that come with that. Maybe not now, but years down the road, there's going to be some consequences because God didn't approve of that, to say the least. And shout out to that Christian fam for tuning in, my guy Jermaine and Nikki as well. All right? Appreciate y'all. It's a mess. It's a mess. And let me tell y'all a little bit about the dancing, because women be like, oh, twerking is so innocent. I can do it because if it wasn't meant to be, then why would they make it a dance? Like, you're just making all these excuses, right? I can twerk on the internet. They just ain't got to watch. Okay. Well, at the end of the day, Jesus don't approve. Ask Jesus if you should be twerking.
All you need to ask yourself, can you see Jesus doing whatever's up for debate or discussion? If you want to know whether or not you should be doing it, because some of y'all, I don't know if this is right or wrong, ask yourself, can you see Jesus doing that? Now, maybe it's on my own twisted thinking, but I can see Jesus doing liturgic. I can see him having no problem with ballet. I can see him having no problem with a man dancing with his wife, with a wife dancing with her husband. But what I can't see him doing is dropping it like it hot and rolling it. That's what I can't see him doing. The issue ain't dancing. The issue ain't dancing. The issue is your kind of dance.
Your kind of dancing ain't approved by Jesus. Jesus will do the two-step, but he ain't about to be twerking, and he don't approve of no women in the Bible twerking. Like I said, when I started this episode, I said Ruth was out here working. Okay? Ruth was out here working, not twerking, and that's why she got a man named Boaz. But y'all twerking to show y'all. Yes, exactly. My pastor, he was preaching, okay? He was preaching. And Big Smooth said that's where twerking was born, in the streets, in those street parties, right? And that's where they belong, in the streets, not in Africa like some of the goofballs like to try and spin it. Yes, it's a mess. That stuff should be reserved for your hubby, but they don't want a hubby. Oh yeah, they don't want a hubby. Let me show you this clip. There were women who were surveyed out here coming from Waffle House. I don't know what city, what state. However, a man asked them, hey, why don't you want to be married? Do you want to be married? And this is what they had to say. Look at this, y'all. This is pitiful. And this is one of the main reasons I did today's episode. Sick.
You do the boyfriends. I don't
You don't do boyfriends?
I don't do the boyfriends.
So what you do?
One night stands, I just said that. I don't like commitment. I don't do the relationship.
You don't do relationship? Why not?
Nah, this shit dead for the bird. I'm not the marrying type. I don't do marriage. One night stand.
I'm more of a, solo type of bitch.
Yes, they was at the Waffle House, okay? These are the type of women that guys are actually looking for and saying, oh, that's going to be my wife one day. But all these women just let y'all know that they don't want to be wives. They want one-night stands. Yeah, this is the perfect emoji. They want one-night stands. They not the marrying type. They don't want to settle down. That's why a lot of women are ridiculous out here. That's why I'm calling it out. Woman, thou art loose. Y'all putting miles on it. Bruno Mars made a song. It's like, girl, let's put some miles on it. But they took it the wrong way and thought that putting miles on it meant something that didn't have to do with a car, talking about their bodies. Like, look at your sexual facts. You know how they got Equifax? Look at your sexual facts and just see all the people that you've been with. Some women out here saying they have 88 bodies and this and that and think it's okay. Do you know that our bodies are like a womb to a pregnant woman, let me break it down for y'all real quick. It's evil. Let me break it down. Just like a pregnant woman is to a womb, is the same as we are to Christ. Okay? Let me break it down a little bit more. All I'm saying is this. Whatever you do, whatever sin you commit, sin like sexual immorality is sinning against your own body. But it's not just your own body, because your body is a temple. Yes, your body is a temple in which God is connected with you. So whatever you're doing it to God as well. And God is not pleased. And then you continue this cycle because you normalize it and you say it's okay because the world is doing it. But as Christians know that we have to separate ourselves from the world. All right? Yes, bodies on bodies on bodies on bodies. Body, yada, yada, yada. Like, yeah, it's a mess. Cat facts. Exactly. More bodies than dead bodies. Oh, Lord. Yes, it's a mess. So again, 1 Corinthians 6, 9 through 20, take a look, read it, because our bodies are temples. We can't be out here doing all this stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm just like so embarrassed to be somebody, a part of Gen Z, because women, like all men are under the assumption that women have a bunch of bodies because the world is doing that. I just praise the Lord for my self-control and my self-worth. I do. All right. Next thing I want to get into is that men are being manipulated. We got men in this chat right now, some married, some unmarried. But I want to let y'all know that men are being manipulated. One comment I want to highlight from Cure for the Soul Ministry says, Chelsea, we have to keep sounding the alarm. Some women will listen. Yes, I pray somebody today is just like, I should not be out here doing this because it's not helping me grow whatsoever. When you battle between flesh and spirit, you'll never win. The sin, like when you keep sinning, you can never win. When you sin, you never win. But the sin is not the end. And I'll get into that in a bit, because you have to realize that just because you're sinning doesn't mean that it is the end, that people will judge you forever. You can repent. You can. Yeah, men are being manipulated. And Big Smooth said, I had one try to recently, swatted that fly. Yeah, that's what they looking like. They coming by the droves, trying to see who money they can get. But let me read this verse for y'all, because y'all gonna be shocked about this one. Proverbs 6, 25 CSB, which is the Christian Standard Bible. I had to take this version for a reason, this translation, which says, don't lust in your heart for her beauty, or let her captivate you with her eyelashes. Because when did we ever hear a man say, oh yeah, I love her eyelashes, they look so good, so long? I've never heard that whatsoever. Let me know. But women are doing this, I've heard, to impress other men. To impress other women. They're wearing the eyelashes to impress other women. But do y'all know that one thing I'm going to say real quick. Shout out to my cousin Kayla watching right now. She's only 15 years old, Michaela. But she said that she got her lashes. I'd be like, oh, your lashes is so cute, girl. She's like, I got my lashes from God.com. Yes. Okay. All of our parts should be from God.com. Yeah. Because why are y'all going out here buying lashes to impress other women? The men are not enticed. They think that you are promoting another product. And that's the problem. Y'all promoting the wrong products and becoming like little prostitutes on the internet. Yeah. But who is the pimp? That's the question. I guess they got multiple pimps. Yeah. And look, Jermaine said, I never heard a straight dude say that. Anything about eyelashes. Never heard a straight man say that. I haven't either. So thank you for verifying that. And what I think is that women are doing, like men today are doing the minimum to get the maximum. It's so easy. Like, let me just tell y'all real quick. We think about WCW, right? And that means Women Crush Wednesday usually, but today is going to mean women control their wombs, right? Women have control of their wombs. So they were like, it was a mistake. This was a one night stand. He did this to me. No, you partaked in it too. So take that responsibility. You have control of your womb. And just like women have controls over their womb, men have control over marriage. Men determine if a woman's going to get married or not. Men are the one that's getting down on their knee and proposing to that woman. So women control their wombs while men control their marriage. And I want to give a shout out real quick to my girl Chantel, because she's going to tell y'all, just because y'all posting this stuff on social media doesn't mean that y'all going to get that ring. Reality check. Watch it.
And because we're getting all these validations in our inbox, obviously if you're posting half naked pictures, you're going to have thirsty men in your inbox. But a lot of times these women misinterpret those thirsty men in their inbox as marriage proposal. They misinterpret that as options. But no, sis, if you walk like a streetwalker, talk like a streetwalker, dress like a streetwalker, you're only going to attract men who want you for one thing and one thing only. As she said at the end of the video, she chose them. He didn't pick her. They'll never pick her. Women like this don't present themselves like wives. Ladies, remember, men are the gatekeeper for marriage marriages, you are the gatekeeper for sex. So if you're only getting picked for sex, maybe you're not qualified to be a wife.
That's as simple as it is. Maybe you're not qualified to be a wife. And if you want one, you can change today. You can make that change today. Make those steps towards the right direction. Because when you backtracking so far, you're never going to get forward. You have to change your mindset. You got to go to somebody who ain't like your homegirls today. Women, your homegirls are keeping y'all single. I've said that before. The reason for it is because y'all get under the assumption that y'all can just go out here to all these parties, go out here lounging, having sex with all these guys, and there's no repercussions for that. Leave these homegirls where they at. They're going to remain single for life. And then they're going to get mad at you when you get a man. So stop. And stop manipulating these men by showing all off this stuff. Because like lust is everywhere on social media today. You can just open up your page and you see something that can make you lust. Because women don't care what they wear. They're just showing every single thing. And let me just read what Cure for the Soul Ministry said to say. She said, lashes and makeup have their place. Makeup is to complement and enhance what God gave us. Yes, but women are taking it to the extremes today, thinking that it's a necessity. Every single day that I go outside, I gotta wear makeup because I won't look good enough for a man to accept me. And that's the thing, like do the minimum to get the maximum. See what men appreciate your natural beauty, because if they appreciate your natural beauty, then you won't have to put all that makeup on. Put some mascara on, eyeliner, and keep it moving. Yeah, the time is slipping. Time is slipping. I'm telling you, like, whether it's a danger zone or whatever. It's the powder mask. Yes, they wear a mask. I know we're wearing masks out here because it's COVID, but a lot of women are wearing makeup masks. They're literally wearing that mask to mask all the lack of therapy that they did not get. The lack of therapy that they should have got, because they're not worried about therapy. They'll spend a bag on makeup, lashes, and everything, but won't spend any time getting therapy for all the healing that we know we need. I go to my therapist tomorrow. All right. I have my therapy. But all I'm saying is that we got to spend the money allocate it to the right resources. That's all I got to say. And yes, most women don't even need makeup because it's all about the natural beauty. But pay attention to your health. Instead of worrying about makeup, get your health routine on. Healthcare routine. Get your skincare routine on. That's the word. Get your skincare routine on. That's the key. Shout out to my guy Dre from Harrison Family Values for tuning in real quick. Yes. And see, that's the thing. The makeup don't even be matching. Be C4 up here, C10 down there. Get it together. But get your skincare together, and that can solve it all, in my opinion. Heavy makeup will have you looking 50 at 30. This is so true. Yes, casket sharp. Casket sharp, y'all. Casket ready with that makeup on. Looking like, ooh, because you know how that funeral makeup look. Yeah, anyway. Shout out to my cuz King Handy for tuning in. And makeup can get expensive, but if you get you a good skincare routine, I'll solve all of that. I promise you. Lashes are expensive too, I heard. But anyway, men are being manipulated by the lashes, thinking, oh, the longer her lashes. Look, no, the longer her lashes, the longer her attitude, the longer her problems be. Sorry, look, face and hands, that tell you everything. Hands gonna tell you how old that person is, because makeup can make you look young if you wanted to, but then at the end of the day, them hands is gonna show you something different. Yeah. Let me get into some more stuff for y'all real quick. People think fornication is fun, but I'm gonna give you a correction. Fornication is a sin. It is a sin. It is a sin. And I want to read Matthew 5:28 to kind of tell y'all more about this particular verse, which says, "But I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart." That's a big one. So just remember that when men are looking at women lustfully, it's not about going into her DMs. That was the sin. Going in, taking that phone call or participating in the sexual activity with her, that was the sin. It was the sin as soon as you looked at her lustfully. Like, you can look at somebody and be like, oh, that's a nice looking person, but as soon as you going back and you mesmerizing about her and doing all that, she gonna have you caught up in sin. She gonna have you caught up in sin, sir. Just letting you know. I'm gonna read these comments real quick. Yes, casket sharp. Yeah, that's what they looking like. Real casket sharp out here, y'all. Y'all too young for that. Show y'all natural beauty, okay? Do the minimum to get the maximum. I'm gonna play some more of these clips. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all real quick. Let me go over here. So I was watching the Kendra G show, which I watch, sometimes just to shake my head and see how these people go on to her dating show trying to find love, knowing they're not ready, knowing they need to love themselves. However, they get on the show, and this one particular guy said he didn't want any hood rats, he didn't want anybody over 200 pounds, and he talks about the fact that he hooked up with someone, but they're not relationship material though. And y'all probably heard that men will hook up with anybody, put their thing in anything, right? Boys will. But they put their thing in anything and don't want to wife this girl, don't want to even have a committed relationship with her. You just wanted her for fun. So watch this clip from Kendra G as this guy explains how he don't want to deal with this woman, but he wanted her for the sex though because of how she looked.
Zero, when was the last time you was intimate with a woman? You don't have to answer.
3 months ago.
3 months ago. Oh, that's the woman you broke up with?
No, I broke up with my ex a year ago, almost a year ago.
Okay. The woman 3 months ago, could you be with her?
Impossible. She a hood rat. It was just a booty call.
Why are you sleeping with a girl you know you can't be with?
I mean, look, we got needs too. I mean,
what makes her a hood rat?
Her body count and the way she presented herself on Facebook. That's how I found her.
How does she present herself?
I mean, I say if a woman is showing too much of her body online, basically it's telling me that she up for the grab.
And how do you know her body count?
If a woman,
okay.
Because I mean, I was introduced to her by a friend of mine.
That one.
I mean, she's a nice girl, but she's a nice person, but she's not serious about anything. So why would I take it serious?
So the person that introduced you to her, he also slept with her?
Yeah.
Yep, he slept with her too. So y'all just passing this girl around, but she passing herself around. I told you women control their wombs. Because if you look at it, if you put 10, somebody commented on one of my episodes before, and they said if you line up 10 men and line up 10 women, you're going to realize that there's more women out here that have kids than there are men. Like there's one, like think about Future, for example. Future may have 8 kids, but there's 8 women out here that have his kids. So look at that 8-to-1 ratio there. There's more women that are reproducing with these same Dusties. And just because you got money don't mean you're not a Dusty either. 1 Corinthians 6:18. I'm reading these comments. Lord, they passing people around. That's what they doing. It's a mess. And follow up on that clip. Kendra tries to call him out. He's like, oh, she's a hood rat. She's a hood rat. But aren't you a hood rat too because you slept with her?
She said she agreed that she don't want no relationship. I didn't want to be with her because the way she presented herself. They just have fun. Everybody go their separate ways.
That's fine, but you called her a hood rat.
I mean, that's how she carry herself.
I'm just saying.
I mean, if you out there in booty shorts all day, twerking in booty shorts, what else you think I'm supposed to think about you?
Keeping it real. Simple as that. So women, I want y'all to realize that that's what guys think when they're out here dating you, or maybe they're not even dating you, but they gonna do the minimum to get the maximum from you. So if you don't demand that respect, if you don't carry yourself like a lady, they gonna think you ready for the bed. And that's what ends up happening. And then you're like, I thought he was committed to me. He switched up as soon as he got the cookie, right? He switched up. Well, no, you just didn't look at it. You were so mesmerized. You were so in tune. You trying to be so in tune with the way he looked. It looked at the surface, but then realized that was a devil in disguise. Save yourself. In other words, stop being so desperate for a man and get to love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you're not going to put up with nonsense. You're not going to just give your body to somebody who doesn't deserve it. That's the most precious thing you could do. And I'm going to get into that in a future episode where I'll tell y'all about the women who are playing house with high expectations. Because we got to call that out too. You have a bride price. When any time that a man, in the Bible says when a man slept with a virgin, he had to pay the bride price, which was the engagement ring. Only if even if the father didn't approve, he still had to pay a bride price for that woman that he slept with. And y'all are settling for the 40 ball. The 40 ball is enough for y'all to get enticed. And sometimes y'all giving it up for free. Sometimes y'all giving it up for a Birkin bag. Whatever your influence may be, you need to stop it because it's making y'all look real desperate out here. And for the real hardworking women who don't have to give up their bodies for a man, salute to you. Yes. And shout out to Latanya. She's like, Chelsea got me in the comments. All these men today, yeah, they going in. Okay. And look, that's what Jermaine was just saying about when I'm talking about how these men don't really have a lot of kids. It's the women who do, because they're falling for the same 16% of men that make 72% of the kids. And the other 84% make only 28%. Yes. Oh yeah. And shout out to Jermaine once again, because he's going to talk about on his channel about this same mess when it comes to these women out here and how they have no respect for themselves, and about that McDonald's woman, right? Who talk about the baby daddy didn't pay. It was a skit, right? But she was talking about the baby daddy needs to take care of all my men's kids, each man to each kid, right? So all I'm saying to you is that if that man is not with you, then he's not responsible for your kids. In summary, all right? It's a mess, y'all. to say the least. But what I'm going to do real quick is just wrap this episode up with just telling y'all that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, women. Do the minimum to get the maximum, and that's how you can keep a man. Because any woman can get a man. Any woman can get a man to sleep with them. But it's the real ones that's out here working to get a real woman. Like, I just can't believe that y'all men will just make a baby with anybody. And I can't believe y'all women would make a baby with anybody. Y'all know he was a dusty before you laid down with him. But just said, let me accumulate this dust. Let me just hold on to this dust with me real quick because it feels good. Okay. Y'all sleeping with dusties. We need to stop reproducing. You have the control. You have control over your womb. You may think that the government has it, but you have control before the government has control over your womb. Let me tell you like that. We want to talk about prevention. We want to talk about using, I have to get into the Roe v. Wade a little bit, but I said you want to talk about using, talk about the government and how the government isn't respecting your body, but you're not respecting your body before the government. The government is respecting your body more than you are. When you keep reproducing with men who you know are no good fathers, but you just say, he look good. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all very broken. And I just think it's time to realize your self-worth. You are valuable. Again, on my wall here, it has something that says she is fearfully and wonderfully made. She is more precious than rubies. And she is clothed with strength and dignity. It's a constant reminder to myself that I know who I am. God knows who I am. So I'm not going to let a man determine something for me. God is more consistent than a lot of the guys y'all are dealing with. Get validation from him. All right? Proverbs 31 is a wife. Read that whole passage, ladies, if you haven't already. Try to study it and see how it can apply to your life. Because we're seeing more of Proverbs 6 and Proverbs 7, for example. And let me read some more stuff here. Big Smooth says, nah, they require no masculine authority for their benefits package. They don't respect nothing about y'all, sis. Dang. That's just another statement. But I just have to say that women today are just settling for whatever. Just buy me a Whopper with cheese meal, and I got you, says the hood chick. Yeah, just buy me a Whopper. I'm hungry. Just feed my kids and I got you tonight. And then it's the sad part about it is that these baby mamas have these baby daddies, right? And then they gon', okay, the man ain't even taking care of the kids, but then they gonna let the man continue to sleep with them, just because they want to fulfill that lust somewhere. And I'm just tired of women just claiming all these bodies and just love your body. Love your body. Love you. Hit that like button if you haven't already. I truly appreciate y'all for being on today's episode. I really, really do. I just feel so sad for the young girls who are growing up now because let me just say another thing. A lot of men get with these women who they say were just for fun. They end up having a one-night stand with them, right? And then now they produced a daughter who's going to keep repeating that cycle. You can't think your daughter's going to be any better than the baby mama that you went with. The baby mama was a thought. And then the little baby about to be Tatiana only because you weren't vetting at all when you went with these women. You said, oh, it felt good. Stuff happens. And then now you got this baby produced by a thought. Like, you got to make it make sense. Y'all got to do better, man. Hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable and keep it moving. If you made that mistake, don't make it again because we all have to learn from our mistakes. I'm just saying the sin is not the end. The sin is not the end. So keep it moving, y'all. Stay blessed. Stay prayed up. And just know that these are the type of women that's out here. Watch this once again.
Do the boyfriends. I don't do
boyfriends.
I don't do the boyfriends.
So what you do?
One night stands. I just said that.
I don't like commitment. I don't do the relationship.
You don't do relationship?
Nah, that shit dead for the bird. I'm not the marrying type. I don't do marriage. One night stand.
I'm more of a, solo type of bitch.
I'm praying out here that women can change their minds and realize that marriage should be the ultimate goal for them. We need a reality check, and I don't know who we're going to get it from. Yes, the carousel life going around and around until the time finally ticks. Yes, the sin is not the end. It's not the end, y'all. But if you keep doing it, time will come to an end. So pick your end. Pick your concept. Pick your pain, right? You can pick the pain of discipline, or you can pick the pain of consequence. Be smart now. Prevent now, or won't have any preventions later. It's too late. Pain of consequence. Deal with those consequences for the rest of your life, or do that pain of discipline. Pick your pain. And prostitution has become the norm. And look, Chavis said, my daughter will not be a city girl. Literally. Amen. Yeah, they're going to be solo for the rest of their life. OnlyFans checks coming through the mail for them to spend because that's the only income they're going to ever have. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all like this video if y'all learned something today. I just pray for the people out there that's really just a part of fornication. Like, if you're a real Christian, don't be out here fornicating because you can be good in every area in your life, right? But if you're out here fornicating, that means you're not good enough. You're not good enough when it comes to what you're supposed to be doing. You can't compartmentalize God's truth, the Bible. You can't compartmentalize that. So y'all here fornicating, but you're doing everything else right. You're tithing, you're doing all the other good stuff that Christians do, but y'all here fornicating. You cannot play with God like that. You got to be faithful to God. And to me, being faithful to God means being full of faith. Okay? And let me see these comments coming through. Shout out to Chavis once again. And he said, my future son won't be with a city girl. Yes. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. I'm going to have to make some of y'all moderators in the future. I appreciate that. And look, he says, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay. Hello. Mr. Bobby Brown, I'm about to say Mr. Bobby Brown, excuse me, Mr. Bobby Wright says, I know game, goody, nerdy black women that say they're going to start OnlyFans because their white friends do it. Dating is weird today. Yeah, they try to fit in. I don't know. Good luck, y'all. Pray on it. Pray on it. Do something, because if you out here just wilding, you got to go back to courting. That's the best way to me. Get your parents involved in that process. And I appreciate you, Big Smooth, for being here for the first time live. I really, really appreciate that from Chantel's show. And shout out to Mr. Bobby Wright again for saying hit that like button. Hit that like button. I'm watching y'all now. Let me see how many likes I got. I'm going to exit out of here and come back. See what I got on these likes. 12 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. No, I'm playing. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for having me here. Just stay in the faith. Stay safe. And I'll be seeing y'all next week for another episode of Chelsea's Live Line, where I'll be talking about how chicks need that Chick-fil-A training, because today's women feel too entitled. Better ask, how can I serve you? But wondering, how can they be served? All right, y'all. Until next time of Chelsea's Live Line.